What's up, guys? So today I wanted to show you how to work my call me spell. It's a spell not only to get a phone call, but to call upon a lover, a friend, or whomever you desire, and to actually get them to come to you as well. Now, whenever I work a call me spell or I tell you how to work a call me spell, I always ask you if you have anything from this person. 50% of you will, and 50% of you won't. So, for this specific spell, you do not need anything from this person that you desire to come forth and to call you. Now, a lot of you lose communication with the people that you want to call you, and a lot of you have not been in communication with these people for many years. For this specific spell, I wouldn't necessarily try to work this spell if you haven't been in contact with somebody for over 10 years. I wouldn't try to work this spell if you have been on really bad terms with this person either, because you would need to do some reconciliation and healing work on that person to get them to call you, because you can't just beat the odds of certain things when working magic and just expect everything to bypass and then you just have your way. And when I say that, I mean that like a lot of you want certain things to happen when you work magic, and I guess you feel like you don't have to do anything else. So, for example, many of you women out there that want to get pregnant, you want pregnancy spells, but many of you in your mind, possibly someone who's been coaching you wrong, has you believing that you can do a pregnancy spell without sex. You need the science of the sperm and the egg. You cannot bypass that. You cannot just get pregnant if you light a candle and there's no man involved. You understand? So many of you want to just bypass the possibilities of what you need to get certain things because you've been taught the wrong way. And I understand that, but you can't think that. And that's the wrong way of thinking. And a lot of you may feel, I'll work this spell and I haven't spoken to him in 15 years and he'll automatically call me. If someone is angry with you and you create a lot of animosity and tension in that relationship, you can't just expect a call out of nowhere. It just won't work like that. I don't really see anything like that. So I want to make sure I'm very specific with my work and what I show you and what you should be doing, especially for beginners, because for a lot of beginning spiritual workers or beginning magical people that are learning how to work with candles and oils, the first steps into magic, I realize a lot of you are watching other people and you're being coached the wrong way. And I never do that on my channel. I like to tell you what to do and what it is. So if you are going to call upon anyone, you can call upon a friend, you can call upon a lover, you can call upon family, depending on the relationship and how long it has been. If you've reconciled, if you've been doing some healing, and you've been working on this person, and you're seeing small changes, and you want them to come around more, and you want that call, then this will be a great spell. If you just had a little mini argument, then this will be a great spell. If you walked away from a friendship or relationship, and even or a job, you want your boss to call you, you want some reassurance in a conversation, and you just want that communication to open back up, then this will be a great spell. If you had some situations with your wife or husband and you feel like they don't call you as much, they don't come around as much, this will be a great spell. Now, for the specific spell, you're going to need 5 of my Call Me candles, or you can get 5 pink candles, my Call Me oil. You're going to need a Saint Aparicio oil, 2 white Aparicio candles. You're going to also need a honey jar. I'll show you how to make that. And one of my mini influence skulls. So I'm going to show you how to work every single thing. I don't want to get into much details because I usually do that and talk magic and just talk my life away. But I just want to make sure I give you enough information. Now, the specific saint that I am going to be working with today, Saint Aparicio. Saint Aparicio returns things that are lost. I have built a relationship with Saint Aparicio from many, many years ago. I don't call upon him every single day. I don't call upon him all the time. But I have a relationship with him in which if I do need him for assistance, I can pray to him and call upon him. Saint Aparicio, I'll give you a little bit of details. Saint Aparicio was born in Spain. He grew up in Mexico. He was canonized or beatified by the Catholics in 1789. When you're beatified or canonized, you are seen as a blessed person. And that's where they give you the saint to add to your name. So when that person dies, from all the blessings that they left into the world, they believe that if you call upon this specific saint, that they will be able to help you. And if you pray to them and light candles for them, because this is seen through the Catholics and their eyes when they beautify. Pope Pius the Sixth, I believe the Sixth, beautified him. And when Saint Aparicio lived his life, he was poor, he got sick. There were many different changes that came into his life in which he started to believe. And he believed in, the Catholic Church and their word and God, and, because of the different changes that started happening in his life, he created success for himself. He became a wealthy man. He had 2 wives. The relationships with the wives didn't last long, and I think that's merely what got him kind of depressed in his life, because he saw that every woman he wanted to marry didn't last too long in his life. He gave up his wealth to a organization, and shortly after he just dedicated himself to the church and whatever they wanted and needed, and he slept on floors, and he had the money to do things, but he lived as a regular person still. So after he gave up everything, his wealth, and sold his business, he just became real humble with himself and just giving all he could to whoever needed him. And he had a cart, like a donkey and stuff, traveled around making deliveries for the church. He became like a brother. There was like nuns and stuff like that, and he just dedicated himself to just living humble and happy without much. Shortly after, he died he was age 98. And there's a lot more to the story. I'm just trying to give you the short version of it from what I know. And when he died and people came to look at his body, it was in immaculate condition. It didn't even rot. And when the Pope came to look at his body, this is how he became beautified, and they considered him a blessed person. So many of you working with other saints, they aren't beautified at all, but you still consider them a saint. And throughout, the spiritual world and or what religion you practice and or spiritual realm you've opened in your life, there are many spirits and deities that have saint in the beginning of the name. And that doesn't take anything much from them, because they weren't canonized and beautified, because you can still pray to them and you can still get what you want. I just wanted to give you a quick example on what beautified is, and through the Roman Catholic Church, and how they did it, and how certain Catholic saints earned their name, and how Saint Aparicio earned his name. The Catholic Church recognized him when he passed away and when he died, giving him the name as saint. Many of you can call upon him, pray to him, and ask him to return something to you that is lost. Now, me working with him, what I realize is, if I do call upon Saint Aparicio, whatever it is that you have lost in love, in your heart and your soul, it could be of an object too if you're looking for something. But I feel like Saint Anthony is great for that. if you're really looking for something like that. And for those of you that you don't remember things a lot, Saint Anthony is great to help you with your mental. He will help you to always remember things. So if you're looking for something or of a saint to help you with your thoughts and to remember certain things and to keep your mind straight, Saint Anthony is great for that. You can call upon him for that, and you can wear a bracelet for him for that as well. But back to Saint Aparicio. Saint Aparicio will return what he truly feels and desires in his heart and feels like it's yours. So if you've been in a relationship with someone and you miss them and you want to call them back, he's a great saint. This is a great spell to work. So let's get into this spell, okay? So this is my little wood board here. I love working with wood, and it's just a little obsession of mine for whatever reason. So you can work on any kind of plate that you want, heat safe, because you're going to be placing some candles there. The reason why I chose the mini, I sound like this because my nose is kind of stuffy. The reason that I chose the mini influence skull is because I wanted to also influence the person to help them to reconsider calling you and coming back around. When you work a mini skull, it's for one particular situation that you want to sit deep into that person's mind. And for this particular situation, I want this person to be influenced to call and come around. I want them to come back and get back into what they've been doing with you, calling you. A lot of communication is best open when you start having that person back around, communicate with them, speaking to them on a regular basis. Now, when they do make the decision to come and see you, that will be a better decision, and it'll be easier for you to work them to actually come around because you've been talking to them. You know, you're getting to know each other more, even if you had a relationship before. Some people, they lose that, and you want to regain that again. So the mini skull is perfect. Now, for the jar to help them call you, you're going to place 5-finger grass, patchouli, and some violet leaves. 5-finger grass is great to help you to do every single thing that the hands can do. All types of favors, doing every single thing that you want them to call you on their phone. You want them to use their hands. So you want to sweeten them to that. Patchouli is great for bringing things back, drawing them back in, especially for the situation. Now, patchouli can be used for many different situations, but for this particular situation, you want them to come back to you to think of certain things and situations to where they feel comfortable with calling you and giving you that phone call that you need. Some of you are waiting forever for these ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriends, for your lovers to give you a call because you don't want to pick up the phone. So if you feel like, you know what, I don't want to take that step, I want them to, this jar alone will be perfect for you to work. I'm working a mini jar because I don't want to work a large jar. Doesn't matter what size when it comes to jar. It all depends what you're working on. But for this particular situation, you can still accomplish many things even though the size is small, just like my mini skull. So with the violet leaves are great for healing situations, calming situations, reconciling situations, bringing back in attraction, and just generally just helping you to level out communication. So that's why I chose all three. Now, you're going to need a call me oil. So for those of you that may have your own skull and your own candles, you're going to need a call me oil. But this is my call me oil. And you're going to need that, and you're going to need the Saint Aparicio oil. Alright, so here's the setup. You're going to work this for 5 days. The white candles are the Saint Aparicio candles. The pink candles are the Call Me candles. If you have enough space, work the influence skull on the same area as well, okay? And the way that you're going to set this up, I'm going to tell you what to say as well also.
The way you're going to set it up is you want to work it at the start of the new moon. You want to work it for 5 days. You can work it every other day if you want to. It's just all up to you how you feel you want to work it. When I do work the spell, I work it consecutive. That means every single day, back to back. That's how I work it for 5 days straight. Same time, every single day. Same prayer, every single day. For the jar now, the honey jar, when you make your petition, make something simple. Don't confuse yourself, because that's what a lot of you do. You ask for too much when you shouldn't even be going overboard. Just keep it simple. You'll write down, I'll make up some names. I won't say John Doe. I'll say, may Alex Martinez be considerate to calling, coming around, and giving me another chance with our communication, friendship, and love. And you could write your name as well. Your name may be Jessica Mercado. So for another general petition, you can write, may Alex and Jessica Mercado be sweet to each other as communication is opened and Alex reconsiders calling me. You can say that. Or you can say, may Alex and Jessica both be reconsiderate to reopening back their communication. May they be sweet, passionate, loving, and caring as they come forth to each other and as Alex makes his way to call and come to her. Very simple. Don't get yourself all crazy. Oh, and I want this to happen. Oh, and I want him to call me every day, to love me, to marry me. You jumping overboard. Don't do all that. Because I see a lot of you doing that. You always ask for petitions from way more than you can handle. It has to be in steps. It has to be in increments. You can't bypass certain things. You can't expect to just jump over that huge obstacle sitting in the way. For this particular spell, you're working his mind to influence, or her, or, it has to be one person when you're working a skull. Let me make this clear, because a lot of you sometimes ask if you can work on many different people when you're working a skull, and you can't. You can't. You can't work on a skull and have many different people inflicted with the mind and the mental of that. It won't make no sense. It'll be a spell that won't work. It just won't. So when you work on a skull, it's for one specific person. If you want to influence in general, then you can work an influence candle, and you can generally influence the energy, the area, and or space that you are in. So that's another way when I work my influence candles, how I do it. I take a lot of time and thought when I do things. And you always want to make sure things make sense. You always want to make sure you plan out your spell and work it properly. The white candles are for Saint Aparicio. So when you do work a candle for him and you are going to call forth upon Saint Aparicio, there's certain things that you're going to do. Now, because he is a blessed spirit and a saint, I do recommend that you get a small cup of water and you place some in there for him. You place it alongside the work. And I also recommend that you get some white, yellow, and pink flowers. And you can sprinkle them all around your altar or your little altar space. Now, a lot of you don't have the space to set up a huge altar, and that is fine. You can set up mini altars in which you're going to move them when certain people come home from work, or if certain people come in your room, you can cover them and you can put them in a box and then take it out later. So I do understand how many of you don't have the space or just an area to set up as much as you want. No, don't work this in the bathroom. You don't want the energy of the bathroom to do this. I know a lot of you like to hide your work, and there's a lot of people in the house, or you don't have the space to just light it because you have so much things in the home. But if you're gonna start working on spells, you're gonna have to find somewhere to do it. You're gonna have to. I don't recommend the bathroom. When I tell you to take a bath and light candles in the bath and to set up that energy to cleanse yourself and to heal yourself, that situation is different. But for love and to calling forth a lover, if that bathroom is used specifically to Because I know a lot of people have 2 and 3 bathrooms in their house and they don't use that bathroom at all. It has their makeup in it, and they go in there to get ready. If you do have a situation where you have a bathroom where you're not using it, and you use it for other purposes, then then the energy in there will be centered different. But for everybody going in the bathroom, flushing the toilet, cleaning themselves, bathing, that energy sitting in there, you really don't want that. The bathroom energy is great when you want to make those fuck up jars and those destruction jars. People shit in the bathroom on a regular basis. So you want to shit on those people. You want to create that shitty energy. So that's perfect for that. But when it comes to this, I don't think you should do that. Because I know a lot of you email me and ask me, oh, I'm just working in my bathroom. That's not recommended. If you can, you save up and you can go to a hotel. Go to a hotel. I know people fuck in hotels, but it's a different thing. Because now you'll be using the space and the time and the energy. Go in there, sage it out. You'll be in there for a couple of hours and work your spells. Or even if you have like a basement area to where nobody goes down there, and you can set up just an area for you to work. You need to find a space to do this, because many of you working spells are working them in the wrong area, and there's no good centered energy, and that's why that spell is not moving. That's why that spell isn't going anywhere. There's just no space for it to evolve because of all the negativity that is still stuck in that space. And I know a lot of you want to do spells. A lot of you want to start doing this. A lot of you want to start doing that. But you got to make the time. And you got to find the perfect surroundings. Just a small area. I don't recommend you doing it in your closet, because you burn your fucking house down. You can even do it depending on what type of kitchen you have. Do it in your kitchen. When you cook, you have a lot of love in your body, a lot of good energy, positivity. If you can set up a small space in your kitchen, a lot of my clients work in the kitchen, and it's the safest space for them too as well. A little area, maybe you could put it on the kitchen table to the side, and if the kids go to school, do it when the kids are at school, when your husband is at work, when your wife is off with her friends, whatever the situation may be, where you get that time and space, even if it's for 30 minutes a day, do it and try to work on it. Okay, so I talk more than I should, so let's get into the spell. I have something written here for Abaishio. Okay, so I know a lot of you won't be able to set it up like mine, and you don't need to set it up like mine. I just want to show you how you can set it up. You don't need the wood board, but if you do want a wood board, I get all of my wood boards from Marshall's. And this board was like $2, $3. I have some that are like $6, so you don't have to spend too much. I placed the skull on top of this because I didn't have my plate with me to place it on right now, and I don't want to stop the video. So for those of you that are going to be working it, I do recommend that you place the skull on a flat plate. You know why? Because sometimes the skull starts to leak. It does. And you want to see what shape and form it starts to take. If it drips down, you're not going to be able to read it as well. Because skulls, no matter what, they're going to leave wax. I've never worked a skull that hasn't left wax. They're going to leave wax. And you want to see how it's leaking, where it's leaking from, and you want to be able to read it. I'm going to move it off the plate. I'm just going to place it directly on the table. Okay? For many of you, you can place it on top of the honey jar if you want to, but I don't think you should. I think the call me candles should go directly on top of the honey jar. Okay? So what you're going to do for this specific spell, when you light up these candles, I need you to focus your energy, your time, all upon the person that you want to call. Don't think about the past and what hurt you and all of that, because if you do, it's going to block your spell. And you're going to need to cleanse, and you're going to need to set some healing candles, and you're going to have to put off on working this because your mind is somewhere else. So I want you to be 100% focused whenever you work any type of spell. Okay? The first candle you light up is the one in the honey jar. The second candle you light up is the skull. The third candle you're going to light up is Saint Aparicio. You're going to light up the one on the left, and then you're going to work your way to placing each pink candle in onto the honey jar. Okay? and then you'll work your way onto the one on the right. And you leave them in that exact position. Okay? So, this is a prayer that I wrote myself. You can write your own prayers, your own chants. I encourage you to. If you can't, you can always use mine, or you can get a prayer book. I told you guys a couple of years ago I had a prayer book. I don't know where it's at anymore. I never really even use it as much as I should, but I always use it to put the photos in and different things and my notes, and now I can't find it, but I had it in one of the videos, and that prayer book has a Aparicio prayer in it. You can use that specific one in there. I don't really like the ones on the internet too much. I don't really like to use anything on the internet when it comes to other people's prayers. I just like to create my own. I just find it's just so much compelling things in what people say sometimes, and the words that they use for certain prayers that they have, that they tell you to say. So I just, to create, to get rid of any confusion or any mental blockages from people creating things that don't know what they're doing, I don't use their stuff. So when you call upon Saint Aparicio, don't forget to place his water, and don't forget to get those flowers. You need the flowers. You want the flowers. You want to set up a warm, welcoming space so that if he decides to grant your favor and your requests, that he feels comfortable coming around and just watching over the spell, and just because you're lighting the prayer candles for Saint Aparicio to help bring back what is lost in your life. And I feel like many of you that call upon certain spirits, you don't care less to even know who they are, where they was born, and what they did in their lifetime that made them to have the achievement of being considered to be beautified and being a saint. A lot of you don't give a fuck. You just do it and you're like, oh, I don't care, I want it now. No spirit or saint or deity is going to work with you and continue to work with you if they feel that you're using them. So try to always build a relationship, even if you light a Saint Aparicio candle and you talk to him, even for a couple of weeks before you do the spell, so that you can get some energy from him, so you can see if he is right for you. Because not every spirit, saint, deity, or God among you is right for you. You're going to attract many different types of spirits because it is spiritual work. Their energies are always going to be among you. And you want to also make sure that you're working with a spirit that's not going to manipulate you and use you and whatnot. Because if they feel you do it, yes, in return, you're going to find some that will do it right back to you. Especially a lot of the deities that you call upon. I don't see it much in the saints, especially like the Catholic saints, Saint Anthony, Saint Joseph, Saint Clare, Saint Aparicio, Saint Michael. Like, I don't really see it much in them. Saint Michael is an archangel. That's a little different, but I don't see that with those specific saints. But saints with more attitude, I think that's the perfect word. The saints with the more attitude and, hot-headed ones, they're gonna, if they feel like you've been doing stuff to them, they're gonna manipulate you and they're gonna use you, and in return they won't give you anything. So just be considerate to what I say when I tell you to get to know the spirits and whom you're working with and who you decide you want to call upon to intercede. It's never consider that they're working for you, because they don't like that. And that's not a form of respect when you're working in the spiritual world to say, oh, you working for me. Okay? So after you've lit the first candle, the skull, and then the left white Aparicio candle, prayer candle, then you want to start. Okay? Let me align this so you guys can see everything properly. Okay, so you'll light it. Saint Aparicio, Aparicio. It is lost, please help it be found. No words, no sight, not even a sound. Please help to find what I really need. Grant me this favor, please let it succeed. Aparicio, Aparicio, Blessed saint, bring it near. If it is truly mine, you shall bring it here. Then you stomp your feet three times. And I want you to call out the name of the person that you want to come forth and call you. Stomp your feet 3 times. And then you're going to say, it must appear, it must appear, it must appear. And then you're going to say it again. Saying, Aparicio, Aparicio. If it is lost, please help it be found. No words, no sight, not even a sound. Please help to find what I really need. Grant me this favor. Please let it succeed. Aparicio, Aparicio. Blessed saint, bring it near. If it is truly mine, you shall bring it here. Stomp 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Call out their name 3 times. It must appear, it must appear, it must appear. And then you say it one more time. Saying, Aparicio, Aparicio. If it is lost, please help it be found. No words, no sight, not even a sound. Please help to find what I really need. Grant me this favor. Please let it succeed. Aparicio, Aparicio. Blessed saint, bring it near. If it is truly mine, you shall bring it here. Stomp 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Call out the name. 1, 2, 3. It must appear, it must appear, it must appear. It's a very straightforward video, straightforward spell. My word's been clear. And I hope everyone working the spell has clear understanding as to what you need to do and how you can accomplish in drawing back in this person into your life and helping them to call you and to open up that communication. I chose Aparicio because I felt like he was perfect to go with the spell. I felt like I needed the assistance of a blessed, beloved spirit that is considerate to helping find things that they truly and honestly, deep in their heart, believe is yours, and they will come forth. Now, if you have something of this person, place it inside of the honey jar. And for the skull, you can use the same kind of petition in which you say, may Alex be influenced and reconsider it and consider it to opening back communication and calling me. Very simple. Don't confuse the mind, because you will confuse the person. Especially if you're good at lighting candles and you're building that energy and you start working on skulls. The best way to start working on them is working on the miniature ones. And when you work on a miniature skull, you can write alongside the head if you want to. If you don't want to write on or underneath, that's what you can do. So I hope you like this video. I hope I've been very clear. And another tip in what you can do is you can write the person's name on the candles as well. Don't write nothing on St. Aparicio's candles. Whenever you purchase any candles from me, they come dressed. They come blessed and prayed over, and they have oils on them. So for anyone interested in the whole thing that I have here, the honey jar, the 7 candles, and the skull, I'll most likely put a call me, St. Aparicio, call me magic package together, and you can purchase it and you can do the spell and follow my video. So I hope you guys like, subscribe, and I hope you stay blessed.